Love, in its purest form, is often imagined as a sanctuary, a place of warmth, protection, and comfort. Yet for many women, the experience of love feels more like a battlefield than a refuge. Nights are spent staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations that cut deeper than any blade, holding on to memories not because they bring joy but because they hurt too much to release. Pain clings like a shadow, and heartbreak becomes an uninvited companion. It is not simply about the loss of a relationship, but about the breaking apart of trust, safety, and the sense of being seen. When a man promises forever but delivers only fragments, when he swears to protect a woman's heart but instead leaves with it in his hands, the impact is profound. Women often find themselves walking into rooms wearing masks of composure, smiling through invisible cracks, whispering to themselves, "I am fine," while deep inside a voice is screaming, "I am not okay." This pain is not isolated, nor is it rare. Across the silence of lonely rooms and the noise of crowded places, countless women carry the same hidden wounds. They live with betrayal, the kind that feels like poison seeping into every bone. They gave their loyalty, laughter, body, and soul, only to discover that their offering was treated as disposable. The betrayal does not merely break hearts. It rewrites the very narrative of self-worth. It whispers, "You are not enough. You are unworthy of love." Loneliness, too, weaves itself into their days. Some are married yet invisible, trapped in unions where silence speaks louder than affection. Others are single, and though free from toxic TIs, they find the quiet unbearable. Walls rise high, built for protection, yet they trap the very heart they are meant to shield. Fear then takes its place beside pain and loneliness: fear of opening up again, fear of trusting another, fear of stepping back into a cycle that seems unbreakable. Walking through heartbreak often feels like stepping barefoot on shattered glass. Each movement, each breath, cuts deeper. Questions rise with no answers. Why me? Why does love always end this way? Why can't it be simple for me? These questions echo in silence, becoming louder than any external voice. Yet what women need to know, what many forget, is that their pain is valid. It is not to be dismissed or diminished. Healing is not about pretending the wound is small. It is about acknowledging that it hurt enough to leave scars. To say, "It was that bad. It did break me. It did scar me in ways no one can see." Healing is messy, not linear. Some days feel like climbing mountains, others like collapsing back at the starting line. This is not weakness. This is humanity. What society often labels as weakness, sensitivity, deep emotion, raw honesty are in truth strengths. To feel deeply is to be alive. To grieve is to prove that love existed. If one can feel heartbreak so powerfully, one can also experience joy, love, and healing with equal intensity. Women must learn to give themselves permission to grieve, to acknowledge anger, to admit exhaustion. Only in facing pain directly does transformation begin. The storm does not last forever. There comes a moment when the thunder quiets, the rain slows, and the realization dawns: I am still standing. Bruised, weary, scarred perhaps, but standing. That moment is the turning point. Not the absence of pain, not the arrival of someone new to fix the brokenness, but the quiet strength that whispers, "This pain will not destroy me. This pain will build me." Scars are not symbols of weakness but of survival. They are medals of honor from battles endured. They testify not to defeat but to resilience. The same fire that burns can also refine, shaping women into stronger, more radiant versions of themselves. The journey of healing begins with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean approval of what happened. It means choosing to stop fighting reality. It means saying, "Yes, he left. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it changed me. But no, it will not define the rest of my life." Acceptance opens the door to letting go, and letting go is perhaps the hardest step. It feels like losing, like surrendering, like admitting the love that once mattered must finally be released. Yet letting go is not losing. It is reclaiming oneself. It is cutting chains, removing time's grip from the throat, releasing the prisoner within. To let go is not to say, "It didn't matter." It is to say, "It mattered deeply but it no longer controls me." Forgiveness, too, plays its role. Misunderstood as weakness, forgiveness is in truth one of the greatest acts of strength. It is not about excusing betrayal or welcoming back those who wounded us. It is not reconciliation. Forgiveness is self-liberation. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison while expecting someone else to suffer. By forgiving, women choose peace not for the one who hurt them, but for themselves. They declare, "You no longer hold power over my heart. Your shadow will not dim my light." With forgiveness comes space to rebuild. Rebuilding means rediscovering the woman hidden beneath layers of grief. She has not vanished. She waits to be uncovered. She is the one who once laughed freely, whose eyes carried a sparkle, who entered rooms with confidence. She is not gone. She is buried. Rebuilding is the act of digging her out, step by step. It begins with affirmations in the mirror, even through trembling voices. I am enough. I am worthy. I am not defined by someone else's inability to love me. It involves small victories: wearing that dress once avoided, signing up for that course once postponed, daring to dream again. Slowly, confidence grows, and with it, the power to move forward. Moving forward is not about forgetting. Memories do not vanish. They transform. A wound becomes a scar, and scars become stories of strength. The weight lessens, the sting fades. Moving forward is not about rushing into the arms of another, but about walking boldly into the future, knowing that the past does not dictate what lies ahead. It is about claiming freedom, about realizing that the most unforgettable man in a woman's life may not be someone she once loved, but the warrior she became. This is where the truth crystallizes. Women never forget the man who truly sees them, protects them, and chooses them. Not the one who gave expensive gifts or whispered sweet promises, but the one who looked beyond surface beauty into the soul and declared, "I see you, all of you, and you are enough." They never forget the man who became a safe place, who protected dignity and spirit not through control but through presence. They never forget the man who chose them consistently, not just in laughter and glamour, but in exhaustion, in messiness, in life's heaviness. Seeing, protecting, choosing, these are the marks carved into memory. Yet what if no man has done these things? Then the answer is simple. A woman can do them for herself. She can see herself in the mirror, affirming worth, beauty, and sufficiency. She can protect her peace by setting boundaries and refusing to settle. She can choose herself every day, prioritizing her healing, her joy, and her future. The greatest love story is not always between two people. It can be the one a woman writes with herself. One day, she wakes up and realizes the tears that once drowned her have watered new strength. She looks in the mirror, no longer flinching, but smiling. She whispers, "I see you. I love you. I choose you." The woman who once cried herself to sleep has become a source of inspiration. She no longer begs to be loved. She knows she is love. She no longer waits to be chosen. She has chosen herself. That is power. That is freedom. Through pain, betrayal, loneliness, and fear, she has risen. She has walked through the valley, climbed the mountain, and emerged with scars as symbols of survival. She has realized that tears are not weakness but water, and water always brings growth. She carries strength inherited from generations before her, a legacy of resilience written in her DNA. And she knows now, she was never too much. If someone once said she was too emotional, too sensitive, too complicated, it was not because she was excessive, it was because they were insufficient. The future she steps into is brighter not because it is free of struggle, but because she carries wisdom. She no longer hands the pen of her story to those unworthy of writing it. She no longer settles for scraps when she was born for abundance. She stands tall, shoulders back, with fire in her eyes and freedom in her heart. She knows now that the man she can never forget might not be someone outside of her at all. It might be the warrior within, the one who never gave up, the one who rose when everything tried to pull her down. This is the journey of healing, the journey of self-discovery, and the truth every woman must hold close. She is not broken, not forgotten, not too much. She is powerful beyond measure, and the love she owes herself first will be the foundation of every other love she welcomes into her life.